Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my dressing room. Yeah, I have a lot of glasses. They're all hanging on the wall back there, if you're curious. I think gosh, I probably have like 50 or 60 pairs of glasses. Okay, I figured it out this week. I have my laptop going and I'm shooting it on my cell phone with the microphone. So hopefully the audio is better. And I can read the comments on my laptop. So I'm in here. Well, I was packing for my Thanksgiving trip, which thankfully I'm able to go to my mom's after all. You might already know that I took that friggin' COVID test because I was exposed to coronavirus, but I came back negative. My mom said it was okay if I went up there. And well, I'm packing my bag here, my little pink boxing bag, with some warm clothes because, man, I have a feeling it's going to be cold up there. Let me see. Do we have any questions coming in? Just a lot of hellos. Hi from all over the country. Hi, everyone. Larry says the audio is great. Thank you, Larry. Larry, you're always there for me. Happy Thanksgiving, Larry. Happy Thanksgiving to Adrenaline Jackie, also, who volunteered to moderate this. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate your service. I've actually known Adrenaline Jackie for 12 years, believe it or not. I didn't know who she was at first because I know her by her real name, but Larry filled me in. So, Adrenaline, I appreciate you. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody else who's watching this. I know it's been a rough year and we are all ready to sit around in our pajamas and stuff our faces. I know I am. Although my pajamas are pretty glamorous, aren't they? Look, I even have the shoes on. Ah! Oh, thank you. Thanks, everybody. I see a lot of, wow, all the way from Australia. Thank you. Rancho Cucamonga. Have I been back to Cerro Gordo since the fire? Cerro Gordo ghost town up in the Inyo Mountains. Terrible fire. The hotel burned down. I haven't been back since then, but if you follow me on Facebook, you might know that there's some reality show or some TV show that's doing a story on some murder that happened at Cerro Gordo back in the day. Before it burned down, there used to be bullet holes in this one room on the wall, and I had footage of that in my video, which, well, they needed that footage because they wanted to show the B-roll in their video about the shooting, and they could. It's not like they could go back up there and shoot their own because the place burned down. So they came to me to ask me if I would sell them, I guess, or license them the use of my footage. And so I asked on Facebook, how does this work? Like, how much should I ask for? And everybody was telling me like $2,000-$3,000, get an attorney, this and that. The guy offered me $100. I mean, it's 30 seconds of footage, and it's not even very good footage. So I had a feeling that was kind of more in line with what I was going to get. So wasn't a big surprise. And hey, that's a cool extra $100 in my wallet. Bruce says, I love the hair. Thank you, Bruce. I did it just for you. I assume you're talking about the hair on my head. Oh, we won't go there in this video. Ken from Oregon says hi. Flagstaff. Oh, wow. Hello from Rio de Janeiro. Well, you might be interested to know that I do have a Carmen Miranda headdress. Right up there. See where I'm pointing? Chiquita Banana. Well, wait a minute. She was from Ecuador. But Carmen Miranda, I think she was Brazilian. Hi from Salinas. Oh, I love Salinas. I'm going to be driving up to my mom's. She lives north of San Francisco. But I'll probably just go up I-5 because if I go up 101, well, it just takes forever. Mark says, go there. No, not today, boys. That's a different video. Oh, wow. It's so cool to see all these people saying hi from all over the place, even as far away as Beatty, Nevada. Howdy. How you doing, John? Really nice to see all my fun friends. I guess last video, all I did was look at the comments coming in and say, hi, oh, I've been there, or I'd like to go there. And, well, I got some feedback from somebody who said, it was entertaining, but for my next live stream, I should just tell a story or talk about stuff and then answer questions pertaining to that. I don't know if that makes any difference, but the narrative here is I'm in my dressing room and I'm packing for Thanksgiving. And, well, honestly, I just want to stay in my pajamas the whole time I'm there. That's really what I'm looking forward to. Almost as much as, or maybe even more than the food, is just wearing my jammies all day for, gosh, hopefully at least 3 days straight. Because I'm tired, man. I know I've been self-isolated now for well, let's see, I started self-isolating last Sunday, so a full week. I've stayed in the house. You know, I only went out a few times to Chipotle to get food, and even then I ordered it delivered half the time, so I really haven't been out much. But I used the time around the house to clean out my friggin' dressing room. Thank you, Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby just bought me and Larry coffee. I appreciate that. Anyways, I used the time spent at home to clean out my dressing room, because you can see, if I pan around, I got a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, there's nothing tying me to this chair. Let me just go mobile with my cell phone here. I went through everything I have. And oh my God, it was a nightmare, man. I mean, like I was talking about my sunglasses earlier, you can see how many pairs of sunglasses I have. Even more back there. There's some good ones too. But, oh, here's my belt buckles. This is my brand new favorite belt buckle that my friend Randy made me. He cast this out of pewter himself. And then he painted it. Painstakingly painted it with nail polish to turn it pink. Pretty impressive. But then I also got this really badass Nevada belt buckle. I love it because it shows all the things that make Nevada great. Cowboys and gambling. Hoover Dam, I think, is on there. Next thing you know, they're going to have to add Yucca Mountain to the mix. And then, of course, I got the letter W. Really, I needed a WH, but unfortunately, that company only makes belt buckles with one initial for some reason. Let me go back over here and see if there's any more questions. What are my sunglasses hanging on? Oh, they're clothes hangers. I'm sorry. I just hung a bunch of clothes hangers up and then hung the sunglasses on them. And then I hung a second clothes hanger because, well, gosh, I needed a bigger clothes hanger. I don't think that was my idea. I saw that somewhere else. So I can't take credit for that. But it's very handy and very convenient. Uh-oh. I don't want to get makeup on the carpet. If I get little bits of eyeliner, it gets ground into the carpet and creates these unsightly black spots. And, well, you know, I don't want to pay to have my carpets cleaned too often. Show off my Batgirl costume. Oh, it's down there. You know, I should do a live stream one day where I just try on different costumes for super chats. Like, hey, who wants me to, what costume do you want me to try on? You know, and I'll charge a certain amount of money for it. Not today, though. I'm kind of wiped out, man, from all this cleaning, man. I got rid of, believe it or not, I got rid of a lot of stuff. I got rid of, well, to be honest, I got rid of almost all my business clothes, because I used to work trade shows, and they always want you to wear, like, business sexy. Like, so I had a lot of suit pants, trousers, and suit jackets, and blouses and stuff. Ugh, God. Let me tell you, it felt so good to get rid of all that. I put it in a box, and I'm taking it to Goodwill right after I'm done with this. Thanks, Jeff. Got a super chat. Ding, ching. Clothes are boring. Well, I know for guys, clothes are kind of boring, but I've got some pretty interesting outfits. Unfortunately, my most interesting outfits aren't suitable for YouTube. Russell, thank you. Appreciate the gas money. I will be spending some gas. Oh, $20 for Chipotle. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm driving to my mom's tomorrow, and the downside is she lives in California, and it's pretty much a total lockdown in California, and there's a curfew, and, well, I think it's a statewide curfew or in almost all the counties, so it's hard enough to find a place to camp for free in California, let alone during this friggin' lockdown, so, especially, like, up where my mom lives, so I'm just gonna hang out in the desert, like, the Southern California desert, and shoot some videos the next couple days, and then, head up to my mom's, like, Wednesday, I guess. My mom said she would let me come on Wednesday, because I think Wednesday is, like, the 10th day after I was exposed to COVID, which I never did have any symptoms. I felt fine. You know, I was able to clean all this stuff out and keep busy. So I think I'm good to go, but that being said, I still need to shoot some new content. So I have a few really interesting places picked out in the desert, kind of around, well, I won't give it away, because I want to be surprised. Thank you, Curtis. Very generous of you. 7 is my lucky number. I think I said that on the last live stream. I don't know why. I'm not superstitious, but go 7. Maybe it's because I live in Vegas. Someone just asked if I'm going to Colorado or Wyoming. Well, yes, thank you, Kevin. You're so nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. You email me all the time. You sent me that really nice letter. I appreciate it. I was just looking into some hot springs in Colorado. I definitely want to go back to Colorado and Wyoming. Wyoming's one of my favorite states. There's a lot of beautiful places to camp for free in Wyoming. And I just got a tip from a viewer about it's an intermittent stream in Wyoming. It's like a stream that runs and then mysteriously stops running every random so often. It's something to do with some weird geyser underground or something, but it's supposed to be pretty well, pretty interesting to look at. You know, it's beautiful stream, like cruising, cascading down this ravine, and all of a sudden it dries up. And then 5 minutes later, it starts up again. So that's in Wyoming. I'm going to go check that out, and all the hot springs in Wyoming, as well as, oh my God, Colorado. I wanted to go there this summer, but I just ran out of time, you know. Hopefully it's easier to travel next summer if they get a friggin' vaccine. Am I going out to McDonald's? Well, I considered it, and I might yet. There's a few things in that area that I might hit up. So yes, thank you for that tip. I would never have known about that place if it wasn't for you. If anybody has a tip of a place I should check out, please feel free to email me. I read all my emails, wonderhussy@gmail.com, and I get a lot of cool tips on locations from viewers in emails. So if you have a place you think I should check out, like someone here says Jarbidge, which it's been on my list for a while. I think it might be too cold to go up there now. Unfortunately, I have to wait till spring, but I'll get there one of these days. Everybody who's wishing me well, going to my mom's, I really appreciate that. I'm sure my mom appreciates it too. If you're watching, Mom, hi Mom. See you soon. There's a guy who bought the town of Cerro Gordo. Yes, there is. He seems like a cool guy. At first, I'll be honest, I heard about some young dude who bought Cerro Gordo and was going to turn it into a backpacking adventure hostel. And I was like, oh man, some douchebag bro bought Cerro Gordo. But, you know, if he makes videos about living in the ghost town, he actually seems like a really neat guy. And I know someone who met him and said he's super cool. So yeah, I actually have an invitation to go up there and make a video about the rebuilding process. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So there's a lot going on, you know. Teapot Dome in Wyoming. Yeah, I would be very interested to see Teapot Dome just because I remember the Teapot Dome scandal from history class. And then, well, of course, I'd have to go to Thermopolis while I was in Wyoming. That's like the biggest hot spring in the world. Chris, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Very kind of you. I hope you have a good Thanksgiving too. Adrenaline Jackie, let's get the Teapot Dome scandal. It was like I think it was the Cleveland administration, maybe it was McKinley. He had some dirty doings with a guy who owned an oil well. I don't even know the particulars of it, but you can look it up on Wikipedia. Thank you, Indonesian princess. I appreciate you. You guys are so kind. Did I ever go to Sturgis? Kevin asks. Well, yes, I did go to Sturgis. Not this year, but I went in 2013, and it was a humdinger. Somebody wants to know where's my dog. Freddy! Come here, Freddy. Gloria's not here, so the dog's real depressed because, well, he only ever lights up when Gloria's around. Freddy, come here! Anyway, I did go to Sturgis in 2013. I had a lot of fun and made a lot of money, and I would definitely go again. Freddy, come here. Somebody wants to see you. Come here, fella. Freddy! See, here he is. Here's Fred. See, now I can pet him, too, because I'm not worried about the COVID anymore. Let me just get down on his level. Hold on. Freddy! Fred, look at the camera. Hi! He's useless. He just wants me to rub his belly. Anyway, you can see he's fine. Fred's doing well. But I'm gonna go back over to my vanity just so you can see where I'm sitting. This is like behind the scenes. You know, you can see like what the setup is. There's my laptop where I'm reading your comments coming in. There's me. Hi. I got all my vanity lights on. My name above the desk in case I forgot, you know, who I was for a minute. Oh, and I forgot to show you what I was drinking my hot cocoa. I got this awesome mug at Ballarat Ghost Town in Death Valley, if you guys ever been there. And I like this mug because it's big and it holds it held a lot of cocoa and Baileys. Unfortunately, I already guzzled her down. If you watched my Jeopardy video, well, you know I love to hit the sauce. In moderation, of course. All things in moderation. Spanky. If you guys watched that video in my vlog where I was talking about going on Jeopardy, I mentioned the fact that I was going to LA anyways for other business for this band I was in called Dick and Jane. And we had this song called Spanky. I want a spanky. I want a spanky. And ironically, that's not even my voice singing on the track. It's a long story. And, well, maybe I'll make a vlog all about that sometime. But, hey, maybe the time is right for a spanky do-over. You know, an update for 2021. You know? I mean, 2020 kicked a lot of us in the you-know-what. Might as well get a spanky while we're at it. Wonder Hussy vain. Yep, I'm vain. Trust me, brother. I am one of the vainest people you'll ever meet. My roommate is maybe one of the only people I've met who's more vain than me. Love my hair. Thank you. I do have it down just for you guys. Normally I can't be bothered because it's a lot of work and it gets in the way. And so I usually just put it up. Here's how I do my hair. If I'm not wearing a hat, if I'm just hanging around the house, I pull it up in a ponytail. And then I go, oh, I already messed up. I pull it up in a ponytail. Wait, I gotta have the scrunchies on this side. Hold on. I'm not used to doing this for an audience. Okay, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta-da! Not the most glamorous hairdo in the world, but it keeps my hair out of my face. And, well, I don't know, with these diamond earrings, it does look somewhat chic. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. Just kidding. Actually, it is. It's getting warm in here. It's the only downside. Like, my dressing room faces south and west, so it gets the full brunt of the broiling desert sun. The walls of the actual walls of the room get hot. And it's November 22nd. It's still friggin' hot here, although I think that's about to change. From what I hear, there's a colder snap coming through. I look like Flo from Alice. Thank you. Audrey Hepburn, hey. Yes to the Spanky episode. Okay, well, gosh, I guess I should make an episode talking about Spanky because it was a very interesting story, as are many of my stories. I could make Mickey ears out of that hairdo. That explains why my head is so high. Ha! It's true. I have a lot of hair. If you look at my channel, like way back in the archives, before I really was serious about YouTube, there's some weird videos I uploaded. Okay, I'm warning you now. You know, if you're easily offended, maybe don't go look at my early videos because there's some strange stuff. But one of the videos I made is I made this really big updo and I had all kinds of stuff in it. Like, remember in the movie, I think it was in Goodfellas, where like Joe Pesci's trying to like smuggle diamonds or something and he puts them in his wife's hairdo. Remember when they get home and she's going like that and all the diamonds are falling out, and then he's like grabbing her and shaking her to make sure. Well, I did something similar. I piled up my hair real high and I put all kinds of stuff in it. And so this video is just me taking things out of my hair. And then at the end of it, I pull all of it out. And, well, I mean, it's a weird video and there's not even any audio. And it got a pretty good amount of views. I actually think there's a fetish for big, thick hair. So, oh, that was Casino, not Goodfellas. Okay. Hi, Vivian. Welcome to the party. Weirdo Hussy. Yeah, that's me for sure. No one ever said I was normal. Anyway, I said I was going to talk about what I was thankful about, and now seems like a good time to do that. Man, I'm thankful for a lot of stuff. Like, it's easy to complain and feel sorry for yourself, and I know I did plenty of that this summer because I was lonely and depressed because all the parties and festivals that I normally go to were canceled. Thank you, Denise. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. So yeah, there was definitely some pity parties going on for me this summer, but now I'm really trying to be mindful of Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. I'm really trying to be mindful of what I have. I mean, not just all this junk. I mean, I'm super lucky in these times of uncertainty. You know, a lot of people don't have a job or they don't know where their next check is coming from, where they're going to buy groceries. I'm really lucky that I'm sitting here in my friggin' closet and people are sending me money. You know what I mean? Let's just be real. I mean, I do work really hard making these videos and traveling to all the places, but I'm super, super fortunate that I figured out a way to make a living that, knock wood, hasn't been hampered by all this, you know? I mean, when they shut everything down, like if they close the national parks again, that'll be a bummer because I won't be able to go to Death Valley, and I have a bunch of stuff in Death Valley planned. But, you know, there's always some kind of BLM land I can go poke around on and make a video. So I'm very thankful that I got out of any tourism-related industries while I did. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it. You know, like if I was still working as a trade show model, I'd be out of work. If I was still working as a regular model, like I used to work as a nude model, I'd be out of work because no one's really traveling to do photo shoots anymore, you know? So I'm very, very thankful for my job. I guess you want to call it my job. I'm thankful for my health, especially after getting this friggin' COVID scare, which just a quick word on that. Man, I think wearing a mask actually paid off for me because the person that had COVID, that was infected and told everybody, I was pretty dang close to this person for a pretty decent chunk of time. But I wore my mask the whole time, even though I felt silly. We were all hanging out by the campfire or whatever, and I had this whole outfit on with my belt buckle and my pink cowboy hat, and then I had this friggin' surgical mask on. But I don't know, man. Maybe that was part of what helped. Plus, we were outdoors, you know. So I'm not mad at all at the person who had it. I mean, they didn't know, you know, and they did their due diligence. They told all the people that were there, you know, as soon as they found out, so that we could all get tested. And fortunately, no one else came up positive. So we nipped that one in the bud. And I'm hale and hearty as a horse. So my health is another thing I'm thankful for. Oh, I'm thankful for finding your YouTube channel. What a nice thing to say, man. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I've been around. If you go to my channel, it says that I've had a channel since 2011. So it really makes me look like I'm super slow growth in terms of my subscriber count, which I am, you know, slow growth channel, that's fine. But I didn't really start my channel until 2016. You know, I technically, like I said, I would throw up weird videos here and there in like 2011, 12, 13, you know, here and there. But I didn't really start pumping them out till 2016. So what is that, 4 years? About 4 years. Yeah, actually, it was right after Thanksgiving. That's kind of how I got started. I was at my mom's for Thanksgiving 2016, I think, and I happened to, I don't know, log into my Google AdSense account for some reason, and I saw there was money there waiting for me, which I didn't realize. All this time it had been accumulating, and so it was like $750. I got all excited, like, woo-hoo, cha-ching! I can make money doing this, by golly. So that's November 2016, 4 years ago, is when I knuckled down and started to approach this as a business. And that's why I'm very reliable and I upload every Wednesday and never miss a Wednesday. Wait, someone just said this is so boring. I'm sorry, Steve Nash, what do you want me to talk about? What can I do to make this more exciting for you? I never speak about my dad. I speak about my dad all the time. He committed suicide in 2011, and I've been very open about it. I mean, my parents divorced when I was young. I was 3, and well, see, I always feel kind of awkward talking about this because I know that my grandmothers watch my channel, you know, both my grandmothers. And so I wouldn't want his mom, you know, to see me talking about it. And it was very traumatic for her, as it was for all of us. But long story short, my parents were divorced when I was young, so I wasn't super close to my dad. But of course, I still loved him, and he definitely gave a lot to me. He would always take me and my sister to the library, gave us a real appreciation for knowledge and reading. I'll never forget one time I said something about like, oh man, I don't want to go to school. I was in 3rd grade or something. I already know enough. Oh my God, he got so mad. You can never know enough. And at the time, I was like, whoa, yikes. Okay, what does that mean? Now, Dad, I know what you were talking about. So anyways, yeah, I mean, I don't talk about my dad a lot, but that's because he's dead. What am I going to say? You know, like, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. And I also sometimes feel like it might come off as like I'm trying to milk sympathy from people, you know, if I talk about it. And I'm not trying to, because, hey, we all have our share of crosses to bear. I know everybody watching this has had some kind of misfortune in their life. And, well, what do? You just keep on trucking. That's what I do. Oh, thank you. Where am I going to next? Going to my mom's. That's in Northern California, but I'm going up through the Southern California desert to get there. So I'm going to shoot some videos down in the desert, find some stuff. Thank you, BSG2112. I appreciate ya. Brandy Bottoms. Oh, somebody here is a fan of Brandy Bottoms. Well, aren't you special? What is my favorite ghost town in Arizona? Well, out of all the ghost towns I went to, and I went to about 5 of them. I mean, there's ghost town and there's ghost town. Like, is Tombstone, Arizona, or Jerome, Arizona really a ghost town? I mean, there's still people who live there, and there's all kind of tourist attractions. So I'm not really sure I actually consider those ghost towns. I mean, I guess technically they are, but they're kind of like Disneyland ghost towns. I like real abandoned ghost towns. So for me, the best one that I went to was Ruby. which was way down south, 4 miles from the Mexican border. I just posted the video on last Wednesday, but it was freaking amazing. My friend and I went down there. We drove through the most beautiful canyons. I mean, it was like something out of Louis L'Amour. Canyons, mountains, trees, rugged rock formations, and this little old ghost town, like kind of nestled in this canyon. And it was a deadly place back in the day, man, because there was, well, them hills was rife with Mexican banditos. And well, there was a lot of really grisly goings on, and you can watch the video that I just posted if you're curious about what kind of grisly goings on. Let me tell you though, they were grisly. So yeah, Ruby would be my favorite ghost town. I look so beautiful in my cowboy hat. Thank you. I love wearing a cowboy hat. Salem, Massachusetts. Oh man, I was supposed to go to Salem in August with my girlfriend Gina from Arkansas. You might remember her from some of my videos. We had this whole trip planned. We were going to go to Massachusetts because I won a free flight on Spirit Airlines. They did when I was coming back from Fantasy Fest in Key West in 2019, I guess. I sat in the middle seat and I got, you pull the little table, Spirit Airlines, it's barely a friggin' flap. And there's a sticker on it. Congratulations, you got the lucky middle seat. So you win like 5,000 miles, which basically if you log into your Spirit account, you don't really get a whole lot for it. But I got a flight to Boston for it was like $130 round trip. That was probably just because of the COVID. But guess what? We had to cancel the trip because everything was right during some upsurge in COVID and everything was closed and there was a quarantine in Massachusetts. So we weren't able to go to Salem, unfortunately. Instead, we went to Reno and I made a video about that you might have seen. But yeah, I would love to go to Salem and I'd love to go with Gina because she's a lot of fun to go to those kind of places with. Ever have a 6-legged turkey? I'm afraid to even ask about that one. Just got back from Slab City. I love Slab City, and I'm not just saying that to be cool. I spent New Year's Eve there once, and it was one of the most fun times I've ever had. You see stuff on TV where they go, oh, Slab City. It's all these people on the lam hiding out from the government, down and out, and they'll kill you, and they're meth addicts, and this and that. Well, that might be true, but the people that I interacted with, just like everything, it wasn't like it was on TV. They were sweet as pie. Me and my sister and some of our friends, we just kind of drove around and people invited us into their homes. I'm not kidding. We went into 2 or 3 different people's homes that they built out of various things, and they were happy to show us how they were making things work out there. So Slab City is A-okay in my book. Love it. Tombstone, Arizona. I did go to Tombstone. I didn't make a video though because I don't know. I feel like there's really nothing to make a video about there. It's just all it's fake, But I guess, yeah. I may go back and do it again. I've covered it before. What's my star sign? I'll give you 3 guesses. It's Virgo. Haha. Virgo on the cusp of Libra, which I guess Libra gives me my appreciation for beautiful things, and Virgo makes me anal retentive. It's true too. Eagle Mountain Ghost Town. No, I haven't done a video on Eagle Mountain Ghost Town. I think I know what you're talking about. It's privately owned, or I don't know, you have to get some kind of permit to go in, or I'm not even sure you're really allowed to go in, but I've heard of it, and I definitely want to check it out because there's a lot of buildings left there. Bodie, someone just asked me about, and I'm not a fan of Bodie because you can't go inside any of the buildings, and there's always so many dang people around there. Somebody just asked, oh, have I ever had a manager? No, and I sure wish I did because it's a lot of work, man. I do everything myself, okay? I shoot everything myself. I balance the audio levels on my own, sometimes not so well. I do the drone stuff myself. I drive to the places myself. I scout the locations myself. I do the research myself. I write the script myself. I do my own hair and makeup, and then I go home and have to edit it all myself and maintain my social media platforms. It's a lot of work. I mean, I enjoy it, but yeah, having a manager would be nice. Curfew from 10 to 5 a.m. in California. Yeah, I know they have a curfew starting at 10 p.m. So that's fine though. Now that it gets dark at 5 p.m., like when I was just camping on another trip, I'm just fine. I like to find where I'm camping before it gets dark. So like by 4:30, I like to know where I'm going to be camped and be parked already and start cooking my dinner because gosh, it gets so cold once the sun goes down. Eat my dinner and pretty much just go to sleep. So a lot of times I go to sleep at like 8 p.m., which is cool because then I can get up and see the sunrise more often. I'm trying to be better about doing that. Any adventures to be had east of the Mississippi or in Florida? Well, gosh, tons. Like, I went to Florida for Fantasy Fest in 2019, and I made a video about that. Unfortunately, it was demonetized. I didn't even think about it. I went all the way to Florida expressly to make a video about Fantasy Fest because there really wasn't a good Fantasy Fest video on YouTube. If you don't know, Fantasy Fest is this huge, crazy street party in Key West. It's very risque. Okay, risque as in people are walking around basically naked with body paint on. Okay, so I didn't think about like, oh, I went all the way here and did all this, and I'm not gonna make any money off of it. But it's fine. The video did get a lot of views. People like it. And then while I was out there, I also went to the Coral Castle. You know that friggin' castle that guy built all by hand out of stone by himself, and no one knows to this day how he did it. Well, unfortunately, they wouldn't let me make a video there either. So, well, dang it, that whole trip to Florida was kind of a bust, but I had a good time. I had good company. Upstate New York, oh my gosh, yeah, I know there's a ton of abandoned places. My friend Jessica goes back east a lot and shoots all those abandoned places in like upstate New York. I don't know where all she goes, but she finds these like abandoned hospitals, abandoned insane asylums. Whew, amazing. Do I worry about bears? Well, yeah, kinda. If I'm in grizzly country, I do. If it's just black bears, I'm not like super worried. I feel like mountain lions are more aggressive than bears typically when you're hiking. I don't know if that's true, but that's how I feel. Cranimal, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see what else. Spawn Ranch video. I do want to make a video at Spawn Ranch, which Spawn Ranch was the Western movie ranch where the Manson family lived out in the San Fernando Valley, just outside Los Angeles. My sister lives not very far away from it, and we actually went out there once, but you know, there's nothing left. Spawn Ranch burned down in a fire. The only thing really left is there's a cave. I guess you can hike to this cave where the Manson family used to hang out. So, yeah, I mean, I guess. I know Adam the Woo did a video there. So if he did it, by golly, I guess I can. You're the fastest shooting from the hip talker in the West. Yeah, I feel like I'm just blabbering here. Sorry, if you guys have any like serious questions you want to ask me, fire away. Take Freddy with me on my trip. That's a good one. Freddy is not a traveling dog. First of all, his legs are about 4 inches long, so it's really hard for him to get up into my rig. I have to lift him up. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Kathy wants to know if I've ever been to Vermont. No, but I'm dying to go because I love everything about Vermont. So I'll get there one of these days. Anyway, it's hard for Fred to get into my car, out of my car. Then once we're at the place, like I took him camping a couple times, and he's just overwhelmed. It's too much for him. He likes, I'll be honest with you, he's cool just hanging around the house. Gloria, my house guest Gloria, takes really good care of him. She's always, washing him, giving him baths, feeding him treats. He just likes, he's a homebody, Fred's not much of a traveler, and that's okay, because if you go, I've been in people's cars that have dogs. I don't know. I don't want to be mean if you do this, but it's like dog hair everywhere, drool all over the windows, and it kind of smells. Well, I did just say that I was a Virgo, so having a dog in my car that I'm sleeping in, it'd be very challenging for a Virgo like me. Most people don't know, but you walk up to strangers and talk to them all the time. I sure do, man. A stranger is just a friend I haven't met. It's true. I run into viewers of this channel all the time. In fact, I was just in Tacoma last weekend, and I ran into a couple different viewers, and they approached me, and they're like, "Oh, hey, sorry to bother you. We love your channel." Oh, great! I'm happy to stand there and jaw jack as long as you want. I mean, assuming I don't have anywhere to be. Oh, I just realized I'm not wearing my watch. I feel naked, but it's charging. Normally, I like to wear my Fitbit all the time because it tracks how many calories I burn. Like if I move my hands a lot, like an Italian when I talk, I feel like I'm probably burning a lot of calories sitting here. I'd like to know so that I know how much I can eat for dinner and how many glasses of wine I can drink. Who's my best friend? Well, gosh, I'm really lucky in that I'm super close with my whole family, my immediate family, my mom, my 2 sisters, and my brother. We're very tight, and I can trust any of them, count on any of them with my life, and vice versa, which I guess a lot of people don't have that situation. So I'm really, really, it's another thing I'm thankful for is my family. I would say I spend the most time, or I used to spend the most time hanging out with my sister that's closest in age to me. I'm the oldest. I have 2 younger sisters. the one who's she's only 18 months younger than me. She used to travel with me quite a bit. And she was always way in the background of my videos because she doesn't want to be on. None of my family wants to be on this, man. Woo, no way. I'm the only one in the family. So with her, she's always just a mysterious figure in the background. But she's working as a nanny right now. And she's committed until the end of January, so won't be seeing her. Thank you, Klaatu. Klaatu, isn't that the band that did Calling Occupants, I think? If you ever do a camping video with a fan, I would like to be on your list. Oh, that would be fun. I should do a camp meetup somewhere. Like Bob Wells used to do the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. I mean, I guess he still does it. He's just not doing it in 2021. I could do something like that. The Hussy Rendezvous. Be kind of fun. Have I ever thought about doing a video with AJ and Larry? Why, I sure have. We were just talking about it, actually. I don't know what Adrenaline Jackie's thoughts are on it, but I'm game, you know. Adrenaline Jackie, she's cool by me. She goes around and picks up garbage in the desert, okay? That's tops in my book. So if we could all go out there and, like, have a competition to see who could pick up the most Mylar balloons out of the desert, hey, that sounds like a good time to me. Or something else. Who knows? Oh, Donner Party videos. I'm getting some more good words on those. Thank you. I really enjoyed making this. Hussy Roundup. Yeah, that'd be a good name for it. I'll call it the Hussy Roundup. I'll have a chuck wagon, and we'll have Frito Pie for dinner. I might have Frito Pie for dinner tomorrow night, actually. I'm meeting up with Larry tomorrow to shoot some more photos for my calendar. I shot most of the pictures for my calendar last week, but wouldn't you know it, I had my dang hat on backwards for one of them. All the shots, my hat was on backwards. I don't know how I made a stupid mistake like that, but I gotta go reshoot a few pics. So meeting up with Larry, and I think we're gonna camp out afterwards. And I told Larry that I'd make him Frito Pie for dinner. You know what's interesting? I just looked up, and this is kind of well, politically incorrect, I guess, because it was an old commercial from the 60s for Fritos. Do you guys remember the Frito Bandito? I am the Frito Bandito. Now that's going to be stuck in your head all dang day. I'd actually never heard that song until I watched this commercial, and these commercials are a crack up, man. There's this guy in a button up, like a white business shirt and horn rim glasses, like sitting there eating a bag of Fritos. And then here comes this little cartoon Mexican bandit that comes and tries to steal his Fritos. Golly, advertising sure was weird back then. Have I ever been on the Appalachian Trail? No, but I'm reading this, or I'm involved in this mystery right now where there's a hiker on the Appalachian Trail that they found dead in his tent. Well, actually, he might have not. I guess he wasn't on the Appalachian Trail anymore. He did hike the Appalachian Trail, but then he was hiking in Florida, and they found him dead at this little campground. And he was a young guy in good health, but for whatever reason, he was like super, super emaciated, skinny, and he had no identification on him. They have no idea who he belongs to. I think this was like 2 years ago now. They still haven't found his family. He's still unidentified. Can't remember the guy's name. Well, they don't know his name, obviously, but there's some nickname for him. And there's like all these Facebook groups devoted to trying to figure out who he is. Super interesting. Give the Frito pie recipe. Well, you know what? If I can, I think I'm going to make a video tomorrow showing you exactly how to make Frito pie. I did make a video like that before once, but it wasn't that, I don't know. I feel like I could improve on it. And I've made some tweaks to my recipe. So if you want to see how to make Frito pie, stay tuned. Have I been to the Ghost Town Cafe just west of Jean, Nevada? Oh, I've been to the Pioneer Saloon in Good Springs. Isn't that right next to the Ghost Town Cafe? I think they're like kind of connected or the same business. I've never been to the Ghost Town Cafe side, but I've been to the Pioneer Saloon, and I've had that ghost burger, and it's yummy. The Chihuahua for Taco Bell. If I've stayed at the Goldfield Hotel. Somebody wants to know if I've ever stayed at the Goldfield Hotel. Okay, so first of all, Goldfield, Nevada is well, at one time it was the biggest town in Nevada. It had like, I can't remember how many thousand people lived there in the early 1900s. Right around the turn of the century, early 1900s, there was a big gold strike there. And tons of miners and prospectors flooded into the area. Boom town, big hotels, buildings, saloons, everything went up. Biggest city in Nevada. Until the dang gold vein ran dry. But there was a beautiful old hotel. And you can go to Goldfield nowadays. It's kind of one of those semi-ghost towns. There's still, I think about 300-ish, 400 people who live there. And they got a little radio station, and there's a cafe. No gas though, so you gotta make sure you got enough gas to get out of there. But such a cool town, and this hotel is, I mean, it's big, like 5-story stone building, really substantial hotel. It's still closed, but I keep hearing that the guy who owns it is fixing it up, and he's gonna start renting out rooms. But it's supposedly haunted. In fact, it's one of the top haunted destinations in the United States. So when those rooms are finally available, let me tell you, they're going to go fast because all these ghost hunter people are going to want to stay there. So fingers crossed. Hopefully I get to be one of them because I'd love to stay there. All right, let's see. What else we got in the questions? Any thoughts on doing an Oregon Trail story of the travels of Narcissa Whitman? I feel like I have a book about her, but I haven't read it yet, so I don't know enough about her. To be honest, I don't know if I want to do a whole Oregon Trail series after I just did that Donner Party one. I don't want people to get bored with that particular period, but gosh, I find it super interesting. So, once I read about her, maybe I will, man. Because another pioneer lady I want to do a video on is Olive Oatman, if you guys know who she was. She was a teenage girl traveling west with her family back in the 1800s. They were going the southern route through the Mojave Desert. Well, guess what? Their wagon train was attacked by Indians, and they kidnapped, I think they killed just about everybody in the wagon train, but they kidnapped Olive and her sister. Her younger sister, and I guess it was the Mojave Indians, took them to live with them for years, and they took them as brides. I mean, I think Olive was married to a chief, maybe even, but the custom of that Indian tribe was to tattoo these long kind of stripy marks on your face. So they got the tattoos, and apparently they were living pretty happy lives with the Indian tribe. When they were interviewed about it later, they said they liked it, but they got rescued. Some white people came in and rescued them a few years later and brought them back into polite society. And so now you can see these photos of Olive Oatman, wearing those, how they had this buttoned up high neck dress back in the day, and her hair's all up in a bun. But then she's got them tattoos coming down her chin. It's really striking. Definitely planning to make a video about her. Will I ever get married again? Well, I've never been married to begin with, so no and no. I'm not the marrying type. Let's see, what else? Ever run into Green Tortoise Adventure Travel buses? Yes, I have. So there's this company called Green Tortoise Adventure Travel Bus, but they basically drive you around, take you places, and you sleep on the bus. So it's like a budget way to see stuff and get around. I actually saw them once at the Tacoma Hot Spring. The dang bus pulled up at the hot spring, and a bunch of hippies and travelers got out. Everybody went down for a soak. It was pretty cool to see. I'd go on one of those buses myself, actually. They look like fun. Okay, let's see what else. Catalina. Oh, I'd love to go to Catalina Island. I know you can backpack around there, camp out. That'd be amazing. It's actually something my sister wants to do as well. So, well, maybe when she's out of her nanny prison, we'll get to go do that together. Hi from Shenandoah Valley, Virginia. Oh, always wanted to go there. I love that song, Shenandoah. It's so beautiful. Seems like it'd be a beautiful place. Natural springs in Florida. Oh, I know all about them. For some reason, I'm a member of a Facebook group all about the natural springs in Florida. You guys have beautiful springs. Now, they're not hot springs. They're cool, but they're just, gosh, the water is just crystal clear. Just beautiful. Yes, love to go there. Hello from Iowa. Hi, I'd love to go to Iowa, too. I did go to Iowa on my cross-country road trip back in May. I mean, all I did was drive on I-80, we stayed in Davenport, Iowa, and I ate at the Chipotle there. It was good, 5 stars. But the most exciting thing I did in Iowa was go to the world's biggest truck stop in Walcott. Now, that was something to see. If you are driving on I-80, and even if you don't really feel like stopping, take it from me. That place is worth stopping at. And when you go in, like at first you'll go into the regular convenience store section, and it's just snacks and junk and Taco Bell, keep on going to the back where the real action is. The other side is all like for truckers, so that's where like the real trucker stuff is, and it's, oh my god, I loved that place. They even have like a big rig you can get in the cab and like sit there and take pictures. It's totally cool, pretty cool. So Iowa, yeah, for sure. All right, let's see. Once COVID is over, are you still planning on coming down under? Well, gosh, I'd love to go to Australia. And yes, I was planning a trip down there with Barry, the Australian beast, but Australia very strict about the quarantine, and so far they've kept it. I guess they've kept themselves pretty safe. But yeah, I'd love to go to Australia and New Zealand for that matter. But I don't know, something about Australia in particular just seems like where the men are men and the women are, oh gosh, the women are probably scary, man. I'd be afraid of them. Oh, good. Teresa, that's one of the people I met last week. And hi, it was nice meeting you guys too. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope you're having a good trip. Ever been to the Grand Canyon? Yes, I have. I did a video once where I hiked down to the bottom and back in a day. I've actually done that twice. It's a challenging hike, but if you go down, well, I did it on the South Rim, which is where all the touristy kind of stuff is. There's also the North Rim, the other side, but it's way less developed. So I just did South Rim, went down the Kaibab Trail, which is very steep, and you get down fast, but there's no trees or anything. And then you go up the Bright Angel Trail, which is more gradual and has more trees, and there's drinking water halfway up. Let me tell you something. That is a doozy of a hike, man. I don't remember what the total miles are or elevation gain, but whoo-wee. It's a tough hike. But now what I want to do, well, I'd like to spend the night at the bottom. They do have this, there's a ranch down there, the Phantom Ranch, where you can rent a bunk, stay the night. But you have to book it like 2 years in advance. I'm not kidding, because there's only, so many bunks, and it's popular. So yeah, I'd love to stay the night at the Phantom Ranch. But what I really want to do is I want to hike down the South Rim, cross the river, and hike up the North Rim. You can do that rim to rim. That'd be cool. And then they have a shuttle that'll take you back. Or I suppose I could just hike back, but I don't know, man. Am I really doing a Jim Neighbors songs album? Okay, so I made a post this morning advertising this, or hyping up this live stream. I had a picture with a guitar going, Wonder Hussy sings the songs of Jim Neighbors. Golly! No, Jim Neighbors had super deep baritone voice. I don't think I could pull off any of his songs. I don't even know anything that Jim Neighbors just did covers anyways, So if I was doing an album of Jim Neighbors songs, it would just be an album of covers of covers. Too many covers. You know me, I don't like too many covers. Look at Adrenaline Jackie promoting me. How nice. Have I ever explored Texas? Yes, I have. I went to Big Bend National Park. I guess it would have been February 2019. So beautiful. I went to the hot spring. Yeah, there's a hot spring right on the Rio Grande River. And you sit in this hot spring pool. It's kind of like the foundations of an old resort that used to be there. And you're just sitting there looking at the friggin' Rio Grande, and you can jump in the Rio Grande and go for a swim to cool off and then get back in the hot spring. It's nice. And this wasn't that long ago. So, but there wasn't any kind of like creepy border activity or anything. Everybody was cool. I had a wonderful time. Camped overnight. All the campgrounds were full. So we were like, what are we going to do? Well, because we stayed in the hot spring till late. Well, we met this local guy, really cool local dude, was hanging out. He was the last one left in the hot spring with us. And so we shared a little smoke and started talking. And so he tipped us off of a place we could camp, like down this dirt road in the park, right on the Rio Grande River. It was a trip. Got up in the morning and went down to the river. It was beautiful. Loved Big Bend. Loved the drive there. We went through Marfa, saw the Marfa lights and the Prada Marfa. I've also been I've driven across Texas, like the whole of West Texas. Amazingly beautiful landscape. My only quibble with Texas is it's hard to find places to camp for free. There's not a lot of public lands in Texas. It's mostly privately owned. So for a cheapskate like me, well, it can be a bit of a challenge, but I got some leads on some free camping in Texas recently. So, hey, who knows? If I was really wanting to have Frito Pie, by golly, I'd go to Texas because I think that's where it was invented. High school football games. You know how Texas is about high school football. Well, the real Frito Pie is you just get one of those single serving bag of Fritos. They open it, dump some chili, sprinkle some cheese and onions. There you go. And then you sit in the bleachers eating. Cheer it on your team. Seems like fun. Looking for an update on my German friends in Wonder Valley, California. Well, first of all, with this pandemic, I don't think they're able to travel, unfortunately. Now, the video that I made two. I was in a music video with one guy. It's complicated. This one German guy owns the cabin, but the dude that I made the music video with was just kind of staying there, so it's not his cabin. Anyway, long story short, I don't think any of them are out there because they can't leave Germany. But I think they have a tenant, actually, who's renting that place. Really nice gal. So unfortunately, there will be no visits to the Wonder Valley Cat Ranch for me anytime soon. How hard is it to not swear and use your special yikers words instead? Well, I'm glad you asked, Pamela. So when I first started making videos, oh, thank you, Lindsay. She wants me to go to Cerro Gordo. Cute millionaire guy is restoring it. Huh? Kinsey, Wonder Hussy and the Millionaire. A love story. I don't know. Back to, wait, what was I talking about? Pamela asked me. I already forgot. Pamela asked me again. Dang it. What is Sarah drinking? I had Bailey's and cocoa, and that's probably why I can't remember what Pamela asked me. Oh, someone wants to know if I'd ever go to the Skinwalker Ranch. Yeah, I would if I could get in. Oh, how hard is it to not swear? That's what Pamela wanted to know. So my early videos, I didn't think anybody would be watching. So one of the first videos I made was, it was a warm spring called Little Jamaica, which is only about an hour and a half outside Vegas, right under a freeway overpass. There's this beautiful, like, tropical, lush waterfall and warm spring swimming pool. It looks like something out of the Caribbean or Jamaica, which is why they call it Little Jamaica. It's right under the friggin' I-15. Amanda, thank you, wants to know if I dance. If so, what kind? The only dance I do is if you ever watched Seinfeld and you saw how Elaine dances, well, that's me. I'm a terrible dancer. I'm so bad I even got fired from a job once where I was dancing at a nightclub, which I'll tell another time. Back to why I don't cuss in my videos. I made a video at Little Jamaica, not thinking anybody would watch it, and it's so beautiful that I was, with my camera. Holy, this is amazing. Like, just talking like a sailor. That I've always been a big cusser and a prolific cusser and a voracious cusser. I love cursing and cussing. It's a victimless crime if you ask me. Well, apparently, if you ask a lot of other people, it's not, because I got so many negative comments and emails. Young lady, you sound like a sailor. I was trying to watch this video with my granddaughter, blah, blah. Hi from Miles and Rhonda from Regina, Saskatchewan. See, I said that right. There's a town called what looks like Regina in Saskatchewan, but it's pronounced Regina. Will I ever come to Canada? Yes, I definitely will. I have to get a travel permit because I had a drunk driving conviction, and I know y'all are very strict about people with criminal convictions coming into the country, but as long as I can fix that up, yeah, I'll be there. Anyway, after I got all those negative feedback about me cussing, I had to figure out something. When I say I was a prolific cusser, I was a prolific cusser. Now I use, I have a good vocabulary, so I'd use a lot of $5 words, but I love, like, if you just always use big words and talk fancy, you sound pretentious. But if you sprinkle your fancy talk with some, earthy cuss words, well, I feel like it just cuts through the pretense and makes you seem like a real person. Again, not everybody agrees, so I started, and I never even watched Huelhauser, if you know who that is. He was a guy who had a travel show back in the day, Huelhauser. He went around California. It was called California's Gold. He went to all these different weird places in California. Went, well, holy, look at this. Golly. I started doing that, even though I never watched his show. Just saying yikes and golly gee and by gum. And it took, man. It's real easy. Now, I don't think I ever curse in a video, not even by accident. In fact, even in my daily life, I don't curse as much. So I say golly and by gum and all that kind of stuff in my personal life too, I hate to say. That might be why I'm single. Huelhauser, a lot of people liked Huelhauser. Yeah, man. If I had any Baileys and cocoa left, I would salute the memory of Huelhauser because he was a cool dude. Really a cool guy. Yeah, Adrenaline Jackie had the same experience with trying not to curse in her videos. It's true. And I don't really miss it that much because I guess it does make you sound kind of uncouth if it also takes the power out of the words. Like, if you don't typically cuss and then you do cuss, people are like, whoa, she's really serious. You know what I mean? Huel was a Tennessee boy. He sure was. Huelhauser was from Tennessee, but he moved to Los Angeles. And then he lived on top of a mountain in 29 Palms. He had the most amazing house. It's shaped like a UFO with windows all around it on top of this mountain. Oh, it was for sale not too long ago. And, oh, man, I would have loved that house. Unfortunately, it was, it was a little outside my, price range. Oh, somebody found out about Huelhauser from me. Cool. Yeah, he got so excited and giddy all the time. That's what I like about him. He wasn't like, you watch TV and everyone's always blasé and they act like nothing. Man, if something's cool, like, get excited about it. I know I do. I get way too excited about way too much stuff, but hey, that's half the fun of life. Put my stretch pants on. I am not wearing pants and I don't feel like putting any pants on. Thank you. All right, let's see. Do I know who found the treasure? I think you're talking about the Fen Treasure. No, I don't, unfortunately. It was the guy still wants to be anonymous, which I understand. Hopefully we'll find out. Will I shout out Rippy and me, the Swedes? Yeah, sure. Hi, guys. It's the Swedes. Rippy. Well, who are you, though? I don't know your name. I feel like I know you've emailed me because Rippy sounds real familiar, but I get confused, man. So, hi, guys. Oh, my heck, my hussy. I'm also not wearing anything. Dr. Quinn, medicine woman. Well, I never. Well, I am hanging out in my dressing room. Okay, I'm wearing a nightie. I'm just not wearing pants. Okay, I'm wearing underpants if you must know, but. The house, Hewlhauser's house was given to Chapman University. Oh, I didn't know that. I know they gave all his archives to the university. I didn't realize the house too. Well, good. I wish they would open it up to visitors, man. I'd love to go check it out. Oh, I hear if you go to the Superstitious Mountains, you need to get a permit. Well, it's funny you say that because my friend Jessica just mentioned she wants to check out the Superstitious Mountains. Or is it, I think it's the Superstition Mountains. Anyway, down in Arizona, a lot of stuff down there in those mountains. So maybe Jessica and I will plan a trip soon. I haven't gone exploring with Jessica in quite a while. I had a plan to go to a hot spring with her in a couple weeks, but I think it fell through. We'll see. Somebody else wants to know about the gym neighbors. It was a joke. I hate to say this, but I think I might actually have a gym neighbors LP. Hi, Jeff. Thank you. So I could go get it and see what he's saying, but golly, I just don't feel like it. Wait, somebody was just saying, am I getting a new vehicle? No, unfortunately, not yet. I'm at 103,000 miles, I think, but hey, no issues. She's still running like a top. I take good care of her, so why get a new, if it ain't broke, don't fix it or get a new one, you know? I mean, if somebody wanted to give me some kind of badass 4x4 adventure van, well, I wouldn't turn my nose up at it, but for now, my 4Runner's just fine. Yeah, somebody said that Yoda will run forever. Golly, I sure hope it does. Interesting. Huelhauser was a liberal kind of guy, but Chapman is ultra conservative. Hey, who knows, man? Maybe he was conservative. Who can say? Somebody wants to know if they took a picture with me dressed as a showgirl on Fremont Street. Probably not, because when I used to go busking, which is standing on the corner wearing a costume, I had... Oh, pardon me. That's my mannequin. Let me show you my mannequin. Sorry, guys. I realized there was an elephant in the room. She won the Miss Wonder Hussy pageant. Let me tell you, it was tough competition, but that cherry pie is what sealed the deal. Anyway, that headdress is... I made that headdress to go busking as a showgirl and take pictures with people, but there were so many people already doing it that I had to go back to the drawing board and make this headdress. Which this guy might not be as interesting for you guys to look at, but his headdress is a marijuana showgirl. So I made that costume, and I actually did pretty well with that because there weren't any other marijuana showgirls out there. You know, I had a monopoly on the market, and it was pretty good there for a minute. Me and my neighbor used to go out busking, stand on the corner. He dressed up as a giant joint. His name was Jay Joint. I'm not kidding. He lived across the street. He was a poker player. That's how he made his living. He played poker. And if he wasn't really making money playing poker, he had this big costume he made, this huge joint with cartoon eyes, and he would just go stand on the corner and people would take pictures with him. So we teamed up since Mary Jane, Jay Joint, and we made pretty decent money. Whatever reason, it always worked out to $26 an hour a piece. Cash. You know, people just put money in the jar. But whenever we divided it up at the end of the night, it always worked out. It was $26 an hour for him and for me. So, not bad money, especially since it's tax-free. Okay, let's see what else we got. Oh, it's almost 5 o'clock. I can only do this live stream for an hour because I gotta go to Home Depot. I need to buy a dowel and a double-headed screw. Maybe I should wear this. I'll go into Home Depot and go, hi, I'm looking for a double-headed screw. See what they say? Ah! For reals though, I need to get a 1-inch thick dowel and a double-headed screw for a project. And well, Home Depot closes, well, I don't know what time they close, but I need to get over there because, well, then I got to go to Walmart, buy some supplies for my trip. And, well, then I got to finish packing. Let me show you one thing that I'm packing here real quick because this is cool. One of my viewers sent me this Sasquatch Christmas sweater. Ha! I'm going to bring it with me to my mom's and walk around the forest in it and see if I can finally meet Sasquatch for myself. Wouldn't that be something? Then I'd finally get to 200,000 subscribers if I posted a video with Sasquatch. Maybe. Who can say? Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. Let me just see. Last couple questions here. Home Depot closes at 8. Okay, good. I got plenty of time. Good luck at Wally World. Thank you. Cute sweater. Will I ever post the video of the hot spring those guys fixed up and didn't want the publicity? Well, I actually met the guy a couple weeks ago on a different project, which I'm about to post that video next Wednesday. And he was a cool guy, so gosh, it's a complicated situation, made even more complicated by the video that I'm posting next Wednesday. So watch that, and then, well, maybe you'll understand. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Okay, anyway, it's 5 p.m. I enjoyed talking with all of you. I appreciate the gas money that those of you who sent me. And everybody else, I just appreciate you being here. And I really hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Man, just turn off the TV, and that includes my channel. And just be with whoever you're with, man. Like, don't watch any of the news. Don't listen to all the bad stuff. La, la, la. Just take a minute to think about all the cool things you have. Because, hey, guess what? It's actually a pretty awesome world. And, well, I hope I get to live a whole lot longer. Bye!